today. Lovers of good news come closer. Lovers of justice draw closer. Good news have come. The wicked shall never go unpunished. The wicked shall never see sleep. Donald Trump government, the U.S. Congress, has banned and sanctioned Tinubu government. And guess what? They have also designated Fulani herdsmen as terrorist organization. You did not hear that. No, you did not hear that. The wicked. What did I say about the wicked? No peace for the wicked. The government of Donald Trump have sanctioned Tinubu. As I speak, Tinubu is running kitty kata kata. Tinubu is running around. Do you know why? Because of the over 50,000 Christians that they have died through Fulani herdsmen, through Boko Haram. Relief have come. Paracetamol have come. Pain relief have come. These Fulani herdsmen over the years, they have been telling them, proscribe this group. This is not herdsmen. These are terrorists. Stop disguising them. Stop pretending they are who they are. Who are they? Terrorists. They say no, it's farmer header clash. Farmer header clash every day. If this Fulani herdsmen, if they did not remove farmer eye, they will remove farmer hand. If they did not remove farmer hand, they will remove the leg. They displace farmers in Kaduna, in Benue, in Ebonyi, in Abia, in Imo, in every part of Nigeria. In Zamfara. Every part, anywhere you see Christian, any Christian community, Fulani herdsmen will go there, shoot and dismember them. Chase them out of their farm and keep them inside IDP camp. Do you know what is happening in America versus Nigeria now? They don't place a ban on a country, sanction on a country. On a president cannot believe that this is what is happening. Now, he has gone to arrange Roman Catholic, Anglican, Presbyterian, and Methodist priest in Aso Rock. You know what you want to do? Image laundering. They want to whitewash Tinubu. They want to launder his image so that he will say, but I don't have any issue with Christians. Let me read from the news. Let me take it small. I don't want to be in a rush. I don't want to be in a hurry. Please, you don't have to be in a hurry too. Because when a soup is sweet, when soup is sweet and hot, you have to be eating it small. And in the news, a Catholic priest went to expose the government of Tinubu, APC, Muhammadu Buhari, who have been aiding and abetting terrorists. They have been shielding, protecting, pampering Fulani herdsmen. You know what they have been doing in Nigeria. From Ebonyi State down to Enugu, how they have displaced farmers. What they are doing in Nigeria, farmers cannot put their head in their farm because of the atrocities these farmers, these herders are causing in Nigeria. Yet the government of the day shielded them, protected them, just called them ordinary criminals. They are ordinary bandits and they should be protected. Tinubu should travel abroad, may we see. Tinubu never see anything. Pepe, Tinubu, after go enter your eye, also gabayanya. Listen to me, my brothers and sisters, my beloved brothers and sisters. I bring you the news. Before I go to the Catholic priests. The Catholic priests. Now, why Tinubu they do image laundering? I mean, image is a laundry. It's a white, yeah. It the launder his image. The U.S. House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee approved sanctions on Nigeria over the widespread buying of Christians and religion violence. Listen, I am bringing you the news in details. Breaking. U.S. lawmakers approve sanctions on Nigeria over Christians buying. Nigerians constitute 90% of Christians died worldwide annually. U.S. Congress clears Trump to impose creeping sanctions on Tinubu government. U.S. Congress approves sanctions on Nigeria over the buying of Christians. Anxiety as U.S. Congress approves sanctions on Nigeria over Christians buying. It's all about Christian. America is a Christian country. And anybody, any Christian that is being subjugated in Nigeria and they bring you to the notice of America, America will come and intervene, and that is what they are doing. Tinubu now pack Roman Catholic church priest. Now carry them go to Aso Rock to try to help beg them. You know that this is it who I am? Am I like this? That is who you are. Who is your vice president? Does he not have a link with Boko Boko? You don't know about it? What about you? Are you innocent? Don't you also have something to do with the powder business? All these things you think the world power don't know. You think world power don't know. My brothers, oh yeah, let us go to the Catholic priest. He was, passionately telling US, passionately talking to the world that this is what Fulani is doing in Nigeria, and they are protecting them. That he doesn't even understand the unity of Nigeria. He does not understand the extent of Nigeria unity when some sect of people say that they are Islam, they are Muslim, and all they do is to bring the other religion down and use their Fulani herdsmen. They say it's herders. They are Fulani. They are not Fulani. They disguise as Fulani, but inside the bush, they are pure terrorists. Let us hear from the Reverend Father first. Then we will come back and discuss further. Happy listening.
I am Wilfred Chikba and appear here as the bishop, the Catholic Bishop of Makurdi Diocese, the capital of Benue State in Nigeria. I am the shepherd of one of the 4 dioceses, Catholic dioceses in Benue. We have others, Anglican, Methodist, and Pentecostals, which sort of the Benue State has a population of about 6.1 million people, 2 million of whom are those under my care as the bishop of the diocese. Benue State is about 98% Christian, with very few Muslims living in towns. Nigeria and eventually my diocese and the state of Benue have become, in recent years, one of the most dangerous and insecure places for Christians. Christians and Muslims are nearly evenly divided among Nigeria's large population of over 200 million persons. Islamist extremists are fiercely contesting the possession, control, and governing law of the land, especially in the country's northern and central regions, the latter of which is where Benue is located. There are constant ethnic, political, and religious conflicts over land and allegiance. Constitutionally, we are a secularist country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias and political tensions. Today, the clear influence of Islamist extremists has changed the traditional social dynamics of tribe, ethnicity, religion, and the social status in Nigeria. Because just recently, at the beginning of the Ramadan fast, 12 states in northern Nigeria have declared closed schools so that they attend to this. And you can imagine which other country in the world does that. Saudi Arabia is not doing it. Afghanistan is not doing it. Baghdad is not doing it, but then Nigeria is practicing. What kind of Islam are they practicing? 12 states, and not only Muslims are living in these places. What happens with the educational program or curriculum of the country? But this is what we are going through every day in Nigeria. A long-term Islamic agenda to homogenize the population has been implemented over several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. This strategy includes both violent and non-violent actions, such as the exclusion of Christians from positions of power and adoption of such church members, the raping of women, the killing and exploitation of Christians, the destruction of churches and farmlands of Christian farmers, followed by the occupation of such lands by the Fulani herders, and also changing the names of these villages. They are taking over the places, so you clearly see an expansionist approach and Islamic, and then they are making the people now flee and leave their villages and they conquer it. The quest to Islamalize the land appears high on the agenda of some of the powerful and influential Muslims in Nigeria. There is a campaign to take land to spread Islam, and there is the hemorrhaging of Christian farmers from the central region of Nigeria and Benue State, and Makurdi Diocese in particular, as they are forced to abandon fertile lands that use to feed the nation, which classify Benue as the food basket of the nation. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists destroying society. They steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected authorities. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. This is supported by the corrupt system in which we operate and the abject poverty among us, which allow the criminals to easily attract more recruits and prey on more victims. Why is this happening? Is it really a religious war? Like in the past, many jihadists are motivated less by religion than by spoils of war, and use their religion to impose themselves. In my diocese, the spoils consist mainly of fertile, well-tended land organized around my parishes or so. The jihadists come and adopt and kill the priests, leaving thousands without support and basic human services. And of course, when they disperse the people, the inhabitants, or the citizens, or the people of the lands, they take over. And any attempt to go back and take care of your farms, surely you get killed. The Makurdi Diocese in Benue State has been the epicenter of the invasion by these herders, who are more like hired guns of cattle oligarchies, who manipulate religion to rally the herders to eliminate the Christian population and cleanse the land in the name of Islam. This objective is behind the relentless attacks against Benue's villages. When we call for help to the police and the army, they do not come. At the end of 2024, several villages were warned by the attackers of the upcoming violence, and the leaders called the police for defense ahead of time. But they did not come, and the Christian massacres, almost customary, took place, killing hundreds in Plateau and Benue, with the worst massacre claiming 47 people. The militant also burned down the 8 Catholic churches of St. Mary's Parish in the Diocese of Boko, which in Benue State, as well as the parish house, clinics, schools, and other houses. The militant Fulani herdsmen bear on defenseless villagers without consequences. They follow orders to conquer, kill, and occupy. They attack even those who have managed to escape into our IDP camps. Thereby, they have no place to run to. And it is unfortunate that the police system in Nigeria, orders have to come from above. And such that once there's a call, and they say they have never responded. And by the time they arrive, these people have left, and the people are now living in the pool of their blood. What I have recounted above is happening not only in Benue State. I believe our experience in Benue is symptomatic of what is happening elsewhere in large parts of Nigeria. The experience of the Nigerian Christians today can be summed up as that of a church under Islamist extermination. It is frightening to live there. Apart from the violent campaigns and attacks against Christian villages, there are now attempts by the Islamic Council of Nigeria and various Islamic groups to impose Sharia law on the Christian populations. Already, 12 states in the north of Nigeria are under this sectarian religious law, and attempts to extend the same to the south of Nigeria, which they have started. This month, governors in the north decided appropriately to close all schools and education institutions during the months of Ramadan, leaving millions of students without learning opportunity for 5 weeks. We live in fear because at any point it can be our turn to be killed, but to remain silent is to die twice. So, I have chosen to speak. I speak on behalf of the millions who are in the camps. In Benue State, in Makurdi Diocese alone, in my diocese, I have about 9 camps. 9. On the 5th of March, which was Ash Wednesday, we visited one of the camps, and many of my priests and religious went to the other camps, distributed them to begin the Ash Wednesday with our faithful who are there, because we are the voice of the voiceless. We have to talk for the defenseless. We have to talk about the weak and those who cannot talk about themselves. In one of the camps called the Mega Camp, there were over 3,000 inmates of that camp, and which was a record given to us by government. I speak on behalf of them and those children who have no husband, who have no father, and even their own voices taken away by the politicians who promised to help them, but have become the willing tools of the jihadists because they are talking politically correct statements, looking for next elections to come. I speak on behalf of those whose loved ones have been killed, but no one has even offered a word of consolation to them. I speak on behalf of the thousands of young girls who have been adopted and raped because no one, not even the media, mentions them anymore. Foremost, I speak on behalf of my flock who are unable to worship freely and unable to return to their ancestral farms and homes because that land has been ruthlessly taken from them by the armed herdsmen. And where they say they want to live in peace with the natives, if you must farm, you have to pay tax to hire the land which belongs to you. That is slavery, to say the least about it. As prosperous Nigeria is in African continent, and I tell you, if there's outbreak of war in Nigeria, no country around us, Chad, Niger, Ghana, Guinea, Togo, no country can contain the population that will flee to these places. No country can be able to house over 5 million refugees. It's not possible because of that. And if 1 million refugees run to Chad and Niger, they'll collapse that country because there'll be no plan to take care of them. So we have to be very careful. Today, I urge you all to use every means within your mandate to start developing a strong and good relationship with Nigeria, where you know that when you speak of human dignity, you are also speaking of the same God-given right you believe is unalienable. Consider that Nigeria can be your ally, but it cannot be one where half the population is in the process of being murderously eliminated. Work with us, the churches, and other Nigerians of goodwill. We are working for a peaceful and prosperous society, and our desperate plight has been set aside U.S. policy for too long, to the cost of thousands of lives. Concretely, I request and I plead, I ask you to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. This has both a practical and diplomatic meaning to signal that you are paying attention to what happens to us and elsewhere in the world. Because the policies the government is trying to put in place so that to return the IDPs, build camps for them, relocate them from their homes, it is not durable and it will not work, because the government has already the population that is not able to take care of. And then you have over millions of people in the camps, and you want to relocate them to where? And if you do, let's take that you do. How many houses or rooms will you give me who has 5 children, another one has 3, another one has 2? And what will I be doing for a living? These people previously never begged anybody for food. They were managing their lives, training their children, and building their homes. So nobody should have deceived us on the guys that you're going to resettle the IDPs. They have no jobs. So where you say them, what will be their place? And by the way, the fundamental question remains, if you resettle them to other camps or build places for them, what happens with the ancestral lands? Who takes care of them? And this is whereby I feel the government is complicit on this issue. Because these terrorists, Fulanis, displace them, kill people, and then occupy the place, and then change names, nomenclatures of these towns. For what reason? So we want to let the people go back to their homes and help for them to rebuild their lives. I implore this august body to insist on the return and rehabilitation of all the IDPs to their ancestral lands, and not to relocate them to other constructed camps elsewhere, which is an invented solution now being pushed in the Benue State government. And I tell you, Nigeria government can do that once they have to be accountable. Because I know Nigeria, under the auspices of ECOMOG, was able to reinstate constitutional government in Sierra Leone and Liberia. And they can do that now. We have the capacity, but because the leaders that are not prepared. And I think that's whereby I look, it's not just, conspiracy of silence, it is aiding, abetting, and supporting these terrorists to keep doing their work. This is my plea. Thank you very much for this attention.
Did you hear the last line the priest dropped? Your so-called leaders, the government of the day, APC government, are aiding and abetting. They are the ones enabling, and they are complicit of every terrorism act. All these Fulani herdsmen inside the bush is courtesy of the APC government. They know about it. Have you seen any time with it? Have you ever heard that Fulani herdsmen were arrested after everything they did to farmers? When you see or hear that thousands in Benue, this one happened, in Enugu, this one, did you hear that they arrest any of them? None. Have you heard about some of the ones they say they have repented? Now, after this video, this is a reverend father in abroad, in the US. He complained. It's after this his message, or this his expose of what is happening in Nigeria, that they sanction Tinubu and the APC government and designate the herdsmen they are pampering as terrorists. Now, Tinubu, emergency meeting. Sanction me, ban me, I can't fly again, I can't be moving around. Nobody say you will not fly, but you will not enter America because you are seen as a potential enabler Muslim ticket in a secular country like Nigeria, and you say you are not a desperate president. Okay, they assemble Catholic, Roman Catholic, Anglican, all the priests, the Roman Catholic Reverend Father, they assemble them in Aso Rock. Why? That is not that is not true. They want to repaint Tinubu. They want to repaint Tinubu just to try to know if there is a way they can appeal or tell the Reverend Father that, you know, we have a good relationship, even though it's Muslim ticket, but we still accommodate Christian. Look at your priest in Aso Rock.
Mr. President, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic, President Bola Tinubu, Your Excellency, the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, Honorable Femi Bajabiamila.
Now, so I see him. He has assembled Catholic priests to come and whitewash him. Though it's Muslim ticket, but I don't have any problem with Christian because of the sanction, because of the ban. There is no amount of Catholic priests Tinubu will pack that will change what has been written. The deed has been done. What will these Catholic priests say? What are they going to say? They will come on TV and start saying, no, we don't have any problem, it's okay. So they want to say that Fulani is not buying anybody. Do you know that the number of Christians when they buy for Nigeria, news know the reporter, camera know they reach there. The number in millions. The people in IDP camps is underreported. They're not the reporter. These Catholic priests, when the impact come now, what are they trying to say? What do they want to tell us? Say, even though it's Muslim ticket, but we have good relationship with the Tinubu government. Now lie. Now lie. US cannot sanction the government of Nigeria, the government of Tinubu or whatever, without scrutinizing everything that is going wrong in his government. They have already seen it. And they know that it's all fact. May Tinubu travel go abroad. May him travel go abroad. They have designated all Fulani herdsmen. You enter my farm, carry weapon. The other day, women were crying every day. Children, farmers, husbands, wives, everybody. Tell me how a country will have food. Tell me how a country can produce food when farmers, when herdsmen sit down for farm, they wait for you. And they can never arrest any of them. They will tell you that it's ordinary clash. They are going to settle it. They will even write ticket, say that you are going to pay tax for you to enter your farm. I will give you ticket. This is what is happening in many parts of Nigeria. Underreported. They know the reporter. The unity of Nigeria and waiting them go discuss. This one no go work. It's not going to work. Aside the sanctioning, they have to discuss. Let these terrorists stay in their own country. Let people that want a progressive country stay in their own country. You cannot continue like this. Is it like this? You no go feel prosper like this. Look at the Fulani herdsmen. I summarize by showing you a video where Fulani herdsmen enter inside somebody's farm and start on their own uprooting cassava of innocent farmer. Where if you don't go borrow money to go plant, uproot it, they feed them to in cow. The other one, they chop corn of a farmer. You are a farmer, you finish planting, sit down for your house, they wait for harvest. Fulani carry their farm, their cow, enter inside your farm, begin to chop your cassava. They laugh, and they are waiting for you in the farm, because if you choke your head, hey, where do their knife? A catcham, a achum on the floor. Up your head, and you don't look yourself, your head there for floor. Fulani. And you report to the government, they will tell you it's ordinary clash. It's just a small clash, we can resolve it. I also summarize by telling you that your president has been sanctioned and banned. He's an enabler. Yes, see Fulani in the farm. Nobody will arrest them because they own Nigeria. Islamization.
joni aiki woni fata foɗana e nayi ɗaɗi foɗana nayi ɗaɗi wallahi to nana foɗana e nayi ɗaɗi ga Allah
o mina fanya dura
yawa komi lo kashi wodi wane meɗe ɗon to jiiɗa harkaji ɗin cuku duniyare no inna ona itta testi wallahi Allah ɗum renantoma gesa kaɗo ka andi komi yala ka becce may ka dole ñaya Allah
o mina fanya dura tane ya
pakitine na bakin boda no
wallahi fanya no dura dare
foɗanan ɗaɗi sese kawai ɗi ɗan ƴakka goro hoy koye ɗum andi ha ɓe ɓeltonano wallahi ɗon ɓe jiiɗa ɗum ɓalejum Allah hokkuɗi kaya kawai harkaji ɗi wallahi Allah to na waɗa sarki taɗi sese funde nden nde watta ko a bab ɗo fanan ɗaɗi kawai yo koɓe sukki keña ɗo doggudu ñayi ɓe woɗi bo ɓe gaɗiyam mi doggi ha mi nani doggudu wela sabu eɗon poɗanna rogo maɓɓe kawai wallahi kaabi ñama sese